Hello and welcome to day 9 of the Louisville NABC. This is a late start. We're already in the middle of play because my camera died, so I spent the first round charging it up. We're here. I'm going to introduce you to the team. You know Beans, and the rest of my team has walked away. Oh, okay, fine. I'll show you them in a sec. We're here on the first day of the Jacoby Siwss. This is a tough event near the top because you've got basically all the teams who entered the Vanderbilt, or nearly all the teams who entered the Vanderbilt, in this field. So when you start doing well, you start playing some pretty good people. We just had a first round match, we won it. I'll give you a hand. This is my hand, and I'm going to give you the bidding at both tables. The bidding at our table, maybe not ideal, but it was the second board Ewan and I had ever bid together. And I had ace 1, king jack 9 to 7, ace queen to 4 void. It goes 2 spades on my left. Obviously when you've got a big hand someone preempts. And your partner doubles. Oh. And the right-hand opponent passes. How many hearts do you think you want to get to? Well, you've got 3 first round controls and 7 card heart support. Partner will have heart tolerance. The danger is you've got to be careful that partner hasn't just got a strong hand with clubs. 4 clubs will be leaping Michaels, so maybe partner's got some sort of like 7, 6 solid clubs or 7 solid clubs and a card or something, and has to double first because they're too good for 3 clubs. That's the only worry. So I bid 3 hearts, Lebensol, forcing with 5 hearts probably, and partner raises to 4. So I really wanted to do exclusion at some point, and I don't think we have any scientific ways of doing this. So what I just did, I bid key card, and if partner shows the ace of clubs as well as something else, I might be able to work out he's got everything. And partner thankfully responded 2 key cards and the queen of hearts. So I'm like, all right, we've got everything. I don't necessarily know where the king of diamonds is. Partner could have solid clubs, solid E clubs, so maybe the partner's got ace, king, queen of clubs or something. I can start throwing some diamonds away or something like that. So I didn't even bother asking for kings. I just bid 7 hearts. I think I've got too much playing strength given partner partner doubled over 2 spades, and they can't have that many hearts. Maybe they've only got 3 hearts, which means they've often got a slightly better hand. So I might be able to ruff a spade in partner's hand or something. So if they've got a strong bounce hand without a spade stop, I just want to be in 7 hearts. When it sounds like that's the sort of thing they've got. They like to have 3 hearts more than 4, I think, because if they had proper heart length, the hand on my right is probably going to be preempting in spades. So it sounds like partner's got spade length 2, so maybe they've got like a 15 or 16 count with length in spades, maybe like 3 small spades or 2 small spades or something. So that's what I did, and I bid 7, and there's the full hand. So they led a spade, and I just waited to see if it was rough at trick 1. I just claimed I've got like 15, 16 top tricks. At the other table, our teammates made it more difficult, and I'm going to suggest, again, just go back to just my hand. They opened 2 spades, so apologies, our teammates opened 3 spades. Now, you know what the right decision of the hand is to do, is to get to 7 hearts, but they opened 3 spades on your left, your partner doubles, and they bid 4 spades on your right. Our opponents just bid 6 hearts, and it gives up the chance of 7. So what you need to do is find a way to show a good raise to 6 hearts. A good raise to 6 hearts is what you have, and you want partners to bid 7 with a very controlly hand. So I think what you should do is bid 5 spades and then 6 hearts, or 5 no trumps and then 6 hearts. I think 5 spades and 6 hearts is better. Obviously 5 spades is slam forcing, and you haven't just bid slam, so you must be better. So 5 spades must show 6.5 somethings, and if partner doesn't know what your suit is, they can bid 5N with a choice of suits, and then you bid 6 hearts. And now what you've done is you've shown a good raise to 6 hearts, and partner with ace, queen, x of hearts and an ace will definitely raise to 7, which is the sort of hand you're expecting. If partner only had ace, queen, x of hearts and no other controls like aces, they might not raise, but you're wanting them to raise with 2 aces and the queen of hearts, and that's what they've got. So I think that's how you should be bidding this hand. So whenever they take up space, think about how you can show a good raise to the level you think you can make, just in case partner's a bit better and you might make 7. We are 3 matches in, and we have won 2 and lost 1. 2 big wins, 1 big loss. We lost to David Bakshi's team. there were opportunities. I think we could have won that match. There was most imps were flown out at our table, but our opponents missed a game and they missed a slam. But teammates found it difficult to get to either of those. So I'm not saying they should, but there was possibilities for us to at least tie the match. Not many interesting hands, I don't think. There was one where we just won imps on the board. There was one. We played some opponents who were I misbid and they were very nice. They were they said, oh, maybe I forgot to alert something and they called the director and they could have caused a fuss and they didn't. They reflected that they weren't going to bid to the slam they thought they could make, which was nice of them. But weirdly, on the same board, we won because this was Ewan's hand. And the opposite table, this hand here's 3 hearts first in at red all, 4 spades on your right, and this hand decided to double, which is just not good, I'm afraid. You have no prospect of any actual tricks. When you've got an 8-card suit and they jump to 4 spades vulnerable, there is a very good chance that someone is voiding clubs. It might be partner, maybe you've got 2 cashing clubs, but that's probably going to be it. They've jumped to 4 spades. What's your defence other than maybe the ace-king of clubs? You need a very lucky split of the club suit to even cash 2 clubs. And they doubled, and our teammates didn't bid the slam and rattled in 12 tricks. So it's a pretty lucky slam. There's the whole hand, obviously no wasted club values, and if you bid 5 clubs with this hand, again what you do is you push them into slam. The hand on the left bids 5 spades, and then I think the hand with the void club can think, oh, maybe partner's values are outside clubs, in which case I'll bid 6. So it's a tricky slam to get to without any interference bidding, but if they come in with 5 clubs with this 8-card suit, I think you'll get there. So it was a lucky double from our point of view. They doubled our teammates' cold slam, and our teammates weren't in any game. So they got, is it 1190? 1190. A rare score, but we'll take it. We just played a pro team basically and lost. Maybe not a mistake. There was definitely a mistake at our table, and then teammates went off in a thin game, but they caught us for 500. So if teammates made it, we'd have won the board, but we didn't. So we've got one more match before lunch. We're still above average, so that's the aim of today. Just stay above average. Make sure, hopefully, we can be in with a match to spare, so we don't have a tight last match. I don't really like those tight last matches for qualification. There's a lot of pressure on those, but recently I've had good success, so let's hope it continues. So we lost that one narrowly. We're above average on going with something like 43, 44 VPs after 4. We just played 2 good teams, so losing that match, it is what it is. This is your hand. Basically, we lost the match because they psyched against our teammates, and our teammates didn't bid. They didn't bid a slam. They got psyched out of it. So they had a much easier road at our table. It's gone pass to me, and I had a 2 count, 5 hearts, and the other person opened a heart. I passed it, and it's not my remit to psych. Just not what I do. Or at least not like that. I'd rather just do like controlled psychs rather than out and out psychs. So this is the hand on a different board. You've got ace 10 9 to 6, ace queen 9x, 3 low, void, and partner opens a strong no trump, which is a good 14 to 17s. Partner's opening about 40% of 14s or thereabouts at these colours, and it's red all. So what's your thoughts? Well, you could do, we hadn't discussed like super Smolin or anything like that, so I could just do Stamen and Smolin, or I could transfer, or just bid 4 hearts to show 4 spades. And I think my hand's quite good for a 10 count. It's pretty good. I've got 2 aces and a void. So opposite like the perfect hand, we might be able to make a thin slam. So over no trumps, I bid 2 hearts showing spades. Partner bids 2 spades, denying a maximum of 4. Okay. I'll courtesy Q anyway. I'll splinter just in case he's got the perfect hand. So I bid 4 clubs, and partner bids 5N. What on earth is this? So I didn't think about it too long. I just thought my spade pips are pretty good. They're even opposite a doubleton spade. I probably just want to be in 6 spades. But maybe it's right to bid 6 hearts, which is 5Ns usually in our circle of the world. Pick a slam. But can 6 hearts ever play better than 6 spades? Maybe, but what's partner doing this on? Like, where's his points going to be? Do you think he's got king of spades, king of hearts, ace, king, queen of diamonds? Maybe 7 hearts makes. If partner's only got 2 spades, and almost certainly partner will only have 2 spades for this bid, so partner must have the perfect hand. Do you think it's right to bid 7 hearts? What can partner have for this 5N bid? Queen X of spades in the same hand? Yeah, possibly. So I don't think you can possibly realistically bid 7 hearts. And opposite something like Queen X of spades, I don't know whether they've got 4 hearts. I don't know whether it's right to bid 6 hearts potentially. So I chickened out, bid 6 spades, and partner made all 13. He had the hand. He could have had the perfect hand. And you shouldn't ever play partner for perfect cards. I don't think it's just. You'll get to too many things one off because he played them for the perfect hand, and he has the perfect hand here. So 7 hearts makes, because you can rough the spades out. As it happens, Queen Jack of spades falls, so 7 spades makes as well. But if you want to be at the 7 level, that 7 hearts is where you want. My worry is he's got ace to 3 clubs or something, or ace to 4, ace to 3 clubs and something. So maybe something like 2, 4, 4, 3 with ace 3rd club, and he thinks his ace of clubs is working wonderful, and therefore it isn't. And I don't want to bid 7 in that case. If he's got maybe ace king to 4 diamonds and king jack to 4 hearts and king X of spades. Also, I mean, he'd be missing a card. Maybe he's playing me for more points, and he thinks his ace of clubs is working great, and bids 6. In which case 7 won't make because he'll be missing like one of the red kings or something. So. It was flat at both tables. Opportunity missed. If you play your partner for the perfect hand, the 1 time in 10 he'll have it. This is the time he has it, and 7 hearts would have made. I've been told not to film in play, which makes sense. I was going to introduce you to the team, but they're at the table, so I'm going to wander away. We are now 3 from 3. We are just below average, so a win and a draw, or a big win and a small loss or something probably gets us in. I think it's just qualifying just over half, and we are probably, the top 60 teams go through, we're probably something like 62nd, 63rd, or thereabouts. So we're doing alright, we're in a place, we're playing fine. Ewan and I had a good set there, we didn't have any negative positions, so we won the match. It was good. Beans and Sarik defeated a part score where they bid too high, and we made it. So we had, sometimes bridge can be really frustrating. We had what's called a system loss, where the piece of kit we were playing, the piece of kit the opponents were playing were different, and for whatever reason we lost out. So I'm just going to show you the 2 hands here. This is the north-south hands. We bid 4 spades, but the auction went. I opened a strong no trump as south. Ewan bids 4 hearts, transfer to 4 spades. The person on my right doubled for a heart lead. I bid 4 spades, pass. They lead heart to the ace king, ace of clubs. This hand shows out, ruff a club. 1 off. And the other table, they play a different sort of transfer over one end. They play South African Texas, so they open 1 no trump, and their partner bids 4 diamonds, transfer to spades. Complete the transfer, pass, and the hand at trick 1 doesn't find the heart lead, which is understandable. They led their long diamond suit, thinking it was safe, and away goes one of the hearts on the ace of diamonds. So although you actually lose a trump trick, you don't lose 2 hearts and a club. The hand on your left's got Queen Jack X of trumps. And there's not much we can do about it, I'm afraid, so we lose 12 imps, and with it that particular match. So they can be frustrating. For example, if we had that in the last match before cut-off and we lost 12 imps and we narrowly miss out, that's nothing to do with the skill at either table. There is an argument that Ewan should just bid 4 spades, and we do play 4 spades as somewhere to play, given you're not making a slam try. And realistically, although you've got nothing to protect, it might be that you want a diamond lead, or you want something, or you don't want to give them a chance to lead a heart. If you bid 4 hearts, heart lead's probably the lead you don't want, I think. Looking at your hand and giving partner a strong no trump, what's the one lead you don't want? A heart. So there might be some, it feels like a bit hindsight, it feels a bit harsh on Ewan here, but potentially maybe you should just bid 4 spades with your 5 count and hope it makes. Given you're going to game anyway, maybe just not giving the chance to double for a heart lead. So I think that's a bit harsh, and I think it's a bit harsh that we lost 12 imps on it. So at least it went to a good home. It went to Kopi and Mini. If you're from Britain, you'll know who they are. And yeah, went to a good home, so they won, and they beat us last year in this as well. But last year we qualified after playing them, and this year, well, hopefully the same thing will happen. Introduce you to the team today. Now, you've seen them all before in different videos. We've got Ewan McNay.
Hello again.
How's it going, Ewan?
It's been better, but yeah. I could play better, so, you know, we'll look at it.
He's playing fine. We're having a good time. And then the other person on the team that isn't Beans.
Here again.
Yeah, this is Sarik Goyle. So we're doing not so good now. We lost that one like 16-4 or something. We had a slam disaster. That will show you. I mean, it's not. It's sometimes good to show bad boards instead of good boards. And we need about 16.5 in the last match to qualify, so we need a big-ish win. Just got to hope we get a team where that's possible. We don't want the Swiss national team, for example. And anyway, so this is Ewan's hand, and we are unfavourable, and your partner opens one club, which is at least 3. Pass. So first decision, what are we bidding? Well, you've got a good hand, you're strong enough to bid diamonds and then bid hearts to show this extra shape. You don't mind bidding, 3 or 4 hearts on the second round if they pump it up in spades. So I think bidding 1 diamond's fine. So you bid 1 diamond, and then the next hand predictably bids 2 spades. So it's a weak 2 spades, but in this situation, it could be quite wide-ranging. They're favourable, they're opposite a pass partner, you don't know how light they're going to be here. And they could have been 3 spades, so they've probably only got 6 maybe, but sometimes they'll have 5 good ones, for example. And your partner over 2 spades bids 3 clubs, vulnerable. So first of all, let's decide what partner's got for this, and they're likely to have 6 clubs to bid here. I mean, they could have done a takeout double. Apologies, they could have done a takeout double. We're not playing support doubles over a minor. Could have done a takeout double. They could have been 2N with like a really good 18-19 and a spade stop or something. We don't play good bad 2 no trumps, so 3 clubs is likely to be a 6-card club suit with 14 plus points, so a good 14 with 6 clubs that hasn't decided to open a no trump. Now some good hands with 6 clubs might open a no trump if they're balanced, and partners decided not to do that. So they've got some either unbalanced hand with lots of clubs or balanced hand with lots of clubs, but something like 14, 15 plus, thereabouts. So over this you can bid 3 hearts. You are now showing your longer diamonds and hearts, and you're showing at least invitational values, because if you don't have invitational values you wouldn't have responded a diamond initially. If you had 4 hearts and 5 diamonds and you had like an 8 count and you couldn't invite over a weak no trump, you would have responded a heart. So 3 hearts is positive. Okay, it's at least an invite, so it's at least an 11 count. You've got that. But you've got a much better hand. Obviously, you've got an extra heart and 2 extra diamonds. And over that, partner bids 3M, predictably. Obviously, you know that was coming because the hand on your right hasn't raised spades. You know partner's got something in spades here. So your choices are now whether to move over 3N. And it's difficult because it could be a misfit. And misfits, you've got to be careful about not punishing partner when they've got points, but you haven't really got a good fit. You've got no clubs. Partner's got 6 clubs. If they're broken, they're not going to be able to set them up in whatever you get to. But on the converse, you've not shown the amount of red cards you own. So I'm of the belief that you should move here, and the argument being what you should move to. If you bid 4 diamonds, it must be forward going, and it must show extra diamonds. So you're either going to be 4-6 and a slam try, or 4-7 and distribution. The problem is you can't show 5 hearts and 7 diamonds here. You can either bid 4 diamonds showing longer diamonds and a slamish try, slamish and a good hand, because you could bid 5 diamonds with a weak hand and lots of diamonds. So 4 diamonds has got to be forward going, and 4 hearts has got to show the 5th heart. And again, possibly forward going, I don't know, because effectively over 3 clubs you could have just bid 4 hearts. I don't know if that would be natural or not, maybe not, I don't know, we're not a regular partnership. So I think you should make a move. I'm of the opinion that 4 hearts is better, but the more I talk about it, I think maybe 4 diamonds is better, just showing effectively a slam try, and maybe giving up on a 5-3 heart fit, I don't know, because you do have 7 diamonds. So if you bid 4 diamonds, you've got to be prepared to let partner playing 4 no trumps if they bid it. It's got to be a sign-off just in case it is a complete misfit. For example, partner could have 4 spades and 7 clubs, and that's just a complete misfit. You don't want to be in a suit here if they've got a singleton diamond or even a void diamond and you kind of force them to bid 3N with a spade stop. But if they volunteer 4N, they've probably got a good spade stop. They've probably got 2 spade stops, because if they only had one and you're showing all this distribution, they might not risk trying to make 10 tricks off the bat. So I don't know, maybe 4 diamonds is the correct bid. And the thing is, if you do bid 4 diamonds, partner probably jumps to 6. Partner has actually quite a good hand for diamonds. They've got ace king of spades, and they didn't want to pass 3N, where 3N might be the best place to play. They've got a stiff heart, for example, and solid clubs, so they know they can set them up opposite club shortage. So they bid 3N. If you bid 4 diamonds, I think you get 6, and if you pass 3N, you get 690, but you lose 12 imps, and that's what happened, I'm afraid. For those eagle-eyed viewers that have watched me for a while, I'm going to complain again about something I've complained about a lot: the pairing for American events. They need to fix it. The 2 things wrong with these events across the board is that all team events seem to shuffle your own boards. That's awful. It's very specifically bad for me, because all this editing I do takes me more time, because I have to manually fix the hands up. And 2, you're paying all this money, and you want hand reg. You want to be able to go to the bar and talk about hands and stuff. But the second thing is the pairing takes so sodding long, and we were sat down. We were one of the first teams paired. Beans comes and gets us saying we're at table F2 or whatever. And we sat down, we shuffled up, we started dealing, we played a board, we played another board, and people are still not being paired. We were on the 3rd board before the clock started, and we're getting bumped and stuff. My left-hand opponent got bumped 2 or 3 times by people walking past. Ewan got knocked off his concentration a couple of times just because people hadn't settled. And then the announcement goes off, all pairs are ready, and we're trying to bid a board. And then we finished with 38 minutes on the clock because we started way before. And it's not fair. The very first board was the one we missed slam. And if Ewan maybe had some quiet and some time to think about it, maybe he would have taken a different action. But this is really bad. It's just so bad to manually pair nowadays. So bad. Fix it, America. It's rubbish. So we had an interesting hand on the last set. Just a bidding problem. Whose hand shall I give you? I will give you this hand, and I won't say who held it. You held Singleton 10, King Queen Jack X, Ace Queen 10X, Queen 9 to 4. So it's a good 14. 4 for 4 1. 4 for 1's not ideal unless you have a fit, but as soon as you got a fit, it's a pretty good 14, I think. So they don't bid, and you have a free run, and you're favourable, I think. So you open 1 diamond. Over 1 diamond, your partner bids 1 spade. I'm not of the belief that you should rebid a no trump with this. I generally think rebidding a no trump needs to be like an emergency when you've got a stiff spade, when you've got a hand you can't bid. So, for example, if you were 1. No, I don't think. I think I would never bid a no trump. I think I would just always. So here, I bid 2 clubs, or I would bid 2 clubs. And over 2 clubs, your partner emerges with 4N. What is that, and what could that be? And given what you think that is, what should you do? So you play weak jump shifts in a major. So I don't know whether we discuss whether 3 spades show spades, but this is one of 2 bids, and you've got to decide which one you think it is. This is either key card for clubs, because it's the last bid suit, and jump to 4N, you could have the agreement it's the last bid suit, or it's quantitative and balanced. And the reason for each is fine, so it's just an easy agreement. Jumping to 4N when partner hasn't bid no trumps is key card for the last bid suit, if you haven't agreed a suit. That is a common agreement. But also, how many ways are there to bid and support clubs forcing so that you can then bid key card for clubs? I think there's 2 or 3 ways to do it. You could there's 3 ways. You could splinter in hearts if you happen to have a stiff heart, for example. You could jump to 3 hearts, which would be a splinter of green clubs. You could jump to 4 clubs, because 3 clubs is an invite, so 4 clubs must be forcing. Or you could bid 4th suit followed by some number of clubs. And the idea being, you're basically saying, I want a game force, please start queue bidding, I'm about to bid key card, that sort of thing. So given there are 3 ways to bid key card, or agree clubs in a forcing auction, I mean they haven't bid, and 1 way to show like a balanced 19 count, like quantitative balance, so maybe partners something like 5, 4, 2, 2, 19, I think it's the common agreement now, at least with people in my circle of friends, is it's quantitative. You shouldn't be uncomfortable with long auctions if you both know what you're doing. And so if you want to force with clubs, you either bid 4 clubs or you bid 4th suit and then 4 clubs, or if you happen to have a singles and heart, you splinter. So if partner's bid is quantitative, which I think it should be, what should you do with your hand? Well, you've got a 14 count. You could be better. I mean, 2 clubs could be like up to a bad 17 maybe. But also you could be as bad as 11. So I think you are above the minimum you need to bid 2 clubs. And the second point is, if this is quantitative and balanced, partner will have the ace of hearts. They've got to have a stop in the other suit. And your hearts just become really, really good now. You're going to make king, queen, jack, X of hearts. That's 4 heart tricks. So your hands are much better than a 14 count. Knowing partner's got the ace of hearts and no other duplicate values in hearts, your combined strength is worth 4 heart tricks. So I think you should bid 6N here if this is quantitative. You don't really want to bid 5N pick a slam because you're 4-4-1. And if partner actually had clubs, they would have bid and raised clubs earlier. And you don't have spade support and you don't have a 5th diamond. So I think you should just bid 6N quantitative. Partner goes into the tank over this and thinks and thinks and thinks. And you're like, oh dear, it was key card for clubs. So is partner going to emerge with 7 clubs? And if they do, if we make it, we've probably won this match, which we need to do. Hey, Tom. Oh, this is Tom Carmichael, lovely man. I'm just finishing off this bit, and then he's going to give me an interesting hand. So I'll catch you in a second, Tom.
It's actually not a hand; it's just a story of the day.
Okay, I'm just in the middle of filming. Yeah, good man is Tom. I'm going to get a thumbnail with him in a second, so he's not going to drive off. So, if partner emerges with 7 clubs and it makes, you win the match. So partner thinks and thinks and thinks and bids 7 clubs. Well, I don't know what they've got for this, but they've clearly got a really big hand. And it goes 7 clubs, pass, no double, that's good. You've only actually got 1 ace, so maybe partner's got everything else and they've just got a really massive hand, just wanted to check on key cards and now is kind of forced to bid 7 clubs because they think it's going to make. That is not the case. We went 2 off, there's the full hand. Partner has just such a distributional hand, they didn't want to play in 6N. And they took a view that they didn't know their 4N was quantitative and bid 7 clubs. Don't know if that's right or not. If they passed 6N, they would have whacked it and they would have got a spade lead and cashed 2 aces. The hand on your right has got both aces. But 7 clubs, he didn't dare whack it because he didn't know what lead he needed. He didn't know which ace was cashing and he didn't want the partner to lead the wrong thing, especially a spade, and your ace of spades gets roughed out and all the hearts go on the spade. So we went for 100. Teammates were just defending game, so we lose 11 imps and we lost the match. But there were other mistakes in the match. If we didn't do that, we would have still lost the match. So we're done for the big events of the day. There's 1 more day left to play. I'm going to play with Ewan again in something, and watch out for the next video tomorrow.
Story of our day. I think we might have done something today that I don't know has ever been done before.
Okay.
We're finishing the day with 81 and .06, so probably qualifying. We won 1 match.
Really?
We won. Our record is 1, 5, and 2. We tied twice, lost by 1, lost by 2, lost by 4 twice, lost by 6 in our last match just now, and won by 29. So we're over average with 1 win.
That might be a first.
Might be a first.
Yeah, next year, try and qualify with no wins. Yeah, no wins. I think 8 draws gets you in.
Probably.
Yeah. 8 draws probably gets you in because the cut's just below average. So that's amazing. Well, best of luck tomorrow.